This is going to be a test. We are on ISO 800. Maximum shutter is 100 with an ISO max 800. We're going to try and find some potholes. As you'll see, the Alien is moving around quite a bit. It's got resistances set, I think, set right up to maximum. You can see it's moving around quite a bit, but I'm sitting absolutely steady, which is absolutely insane. And it looks smooth from what I can see on the camera. I'm not moving around at all, which is great. I'm going to try and compare an FX3, which is on a 3 suction car mount. Going to see what that does. I'll drop that in now. But back to this, it's pretty good actually. I mean, it doesn't rattle, doesn't move around. There's a bit of an angle on the Osmo. I'll probably have to adjust that a bit to maybe see if I can get it square, but because you've got the Ronin, the gimbal, you know, it doesn't need to be absolutely square on, and the Ronin seems to be doing a good job of tracking me. I just slung a box around my face so it would track me and not the movement of the car, which seems to be working, because you find on a lot of on the GoPros, the background will move around, and unless you kind of turn it off, it will just be trying to level out the horizon all the time, which is not great when you're trying to do piece to camera like I'm doing now. So as I'm looking into the camera, I should be sitting hopefully still, and the car moving around, but not me. It just feels a little bit more natural than what I was getting on the Action 4, for example. It's great. It smooths it out with the different settings, but with the GoPro, it really does cause a little bit of a flow and a wobble, which is not really what you want. So yeah, I think it looks quite good. Well, I'll have a look in the edit, but it looks okay. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so I've just turned down the ND filter just to darken it a bit. There's quite a lot of sun today, so clear beige interior is not great, but just trying to test, really, see if I'm overexposed, underexposed, etc, etc. There is a little bit of wander on, try not to get hit here. There is a little bit of wander on the camera when it's trying to find me, but I don't think that's too bad when you're going into the shade now. It's a little bit dark, maybe. I think the problem always when you're inside the car is you've got so much movement coming through here. The gimbal's always trying to adjust as I move about, trying to keep it steady. You can't lock, that I know of, you can't lock the gimbal, but there is quite a lot of movement now, left and right. It's vibrating quite a bit, but I don't think it's showing up on there, and there's quite a lot of movement on the side to side on the Osmo. I've got the shock absorber on there as well, so it seems to be doing a good job. This is a nice bit of road, but we've got a bit of a twist, and then as you go a bit faster, you can see it starts to move a bit. Let's see if we can find some potholes. One coming up now, nice big one. yeah, it's pretty much smooths them out, so it feels solid. I mean, it's not making a noise at all, which is the problem you have with the other one, is you do get a little bit of vibration. It's tracking my face quite well. If I move across, it seems to be tracking my face, and if I put my hand in front of my face, it seems to still find my face again, which is quite good. See, now it doesn't know where I am, and then it picks it straight up again, so that's pretty good, because sometimes with the FX3 you do, if your hands are going in front of the face, it wanders out of focus. It seems to snap back quite quickly, but I'm just coming up to another car park, so what I'll do is I will try and put a side-by-side comparison with my maybe I'll put the action camera. As you go over a bump, it really does suck up those bumps and the vibrations. You really see the vibration coming in, but from what I can see, that's really moving, and that's only slightly causing a little bit of a wobble. I mean, if that was a fixed camera, that would be just an absolute jolt, and there would be nothing you could do about it other than cut around it in the post. So right, I'm going to just put on the action camera next to it, just on a standard car mount, and we'll compare the two. The Action 4 is on a standard car mount with no dampening, just a plain old suction car mount. So I've turned all of the stabilizer off on it, so it doesn't have any. Let's just get past this car. So yeah, it doesn't have any stabilizer on it against the Osmo 3 and the Action 4. So it's the same sensor. They're both running on 10-bit, and as you go over bumps, there's no vibration dampening on the action, apart from what's kind of set inside it. You do see as you kind of flow over bigger bumps, the action is solid, obviously, but the Osmo 3 with the alien arm is kind of sucking it up, and you think it's going to be absolutely no good at all, but from what I can see on my little phone output here, it seems to just doesn't move around at all, which is really bizarre. It's a kind of bizarre feeling. You think that would be no good at all, you think that would be absolutely ruined, but it's not. It looks really good. So the idea of this is I'm trying to see if I can get like a car kit which is really small, I can put into like small cars, knowing that I can like pass this to a presenter. I don't have to be in the car. They can gives them a lot more flexibility. The only thing you are missing is obviously the power of the Sony FX3 sensor and the lens and all of the quality that comes with that, but it's a lot heavier, and you need a 3-car suction mount for it to work properly. Otherwise it really doesn't, it's not stable enough, and you get quite a lot of rattling. It does dampen it up quite a bit with the kind of the stability on the lenses, but on the one that I use, which I will try and drop something in here, is a 16-35 Sony GM series. So you know, it's like top of the range lens with an FX3 camera, but really I'm not sure whether this is better, but I'd really like to know what other people think, what other people are using, the settings on the Osmo, whether I've got it right, whether the Hyrda arm is in the right position. Like I say, the Osmo 3 is at a slight angle, but obviously once the gimbal kicks in, it steadies everything up. I just wonder whether that could be slightly better. Maybe I need to rotate it. I've tried to keep it kind of with an arm with a bend on it, so it doesn't feel like it's on full extension all the time, because I'm not sure that in the past that helps with, you know, when you're using steady cams, you need a nice kind of, you know, like a bend, so it just kind of absorbs everything, which I've tried to do. But I'm pretty impressed with what I'm seeing. Just looking at it now, there's not really much movement on. There's not really much movement on that. It's what I don't like is the wandering of the lens, where the lens wanders around. I just don't like it. And other than like getting a really, really expensive car mount, I mean, I guess I could use that Hyrda one to mount the FX3, but it just makes it all a little bit tricky getting the right connector. So anyway, I'm going to maybe set up my FX3 now and see if I can show you what it's doing on both the cameras. We now have FX3 over here. Probably could be better set up maybe, but then we've got the Osmo 3 here, and then we've got the Action 4 here. So as we start to go down the roads, these are fairly decent roads. So but there's a couple of, see this, you can see the FX3 wobbling around because of the big lens on the front, and I've got a variable ND filter on there, shooting S-Log, so it does add quite a bit of weight on the front of the camera, which makes it move around quite a bit, which is quite disturbing when you're filming. But you can hear a little bit of rattling from that car mount. The other two, obviously, a lot less stuff on them, a lot less connections, a lot less things to rattle around. The Osmo 3 is, you get this vibration on the Osmo 3, but when you look at the output of it, it looks to be completely solid. The only difference I would guess with the FX3 is I've got it mounted on the side window, just because I don't have any more window space left and I need to see where I'm going out the front. But really this is just to see, when I smooth it out, when I put it in post, whether what's smoother, this one, or this one. I mean, this is really wobbling around. But like I said before, there is a pretty decent stabilising system on the FX3, so there's quite a few bumps here going over, and that camera is really wobbling. And I've got a Hague car mount, which is a proper stable car mount, but it does take a long time to set up. I mean, you need that for really big rigs and when you're going really fast, but for doing quick car reviews or quick pieces to camera in a car when you're doing a little documentary or a road trip or whatever, these two, I mean, out of the three, the Action 4 is by far the more solid. It's not moving anywhere because it's connected straight to the windscreen, so whatever the windscreen does up and down, that's what that's going to do. It does make it super solid, but obviously you do get the vibrations of the road because I've turned off the stabilising on it. So yeah, as you go over bumps, you can see. I'm gonna carry on this road now, just to see. I mean, you can see that's really going, lots of bumps. Plus the fact it shows you how bad our roads are in the UK. I mean, you know, you get a little section and you think you're on Silverstone race circuit, and then all of a sudden you're on a Lombard rally. Doing it in 10-bit, you can grade it fairly well. I've got a variable ND filter from Kent and Faith, so that seems to just balance it out a bit. I think you do need a variable ND to give it that cinematic look with a grade. If you're good at grading, I'm getting better, but if you're good at grading, then it will you can really dig out quite a bit from it. Certainly you can match the S-Log3 pretty well, and I'm shooting frame rate of 100, and my ISO is 800 on all of these. I'm 50 on the FX3, but I'm shooting 50 and 100 on the Action and the DJI Osmo. Yeah, not bad. Well, we'll see.